There's a phenomenon that I'm starting to refer to as the mythology of the viral video. And this is a very tempting myth. It's a modern lie that we tell ourselves as a society. It's almost like a believing in Santa Claus sort of paradox that we've all come to accept from like 2009, or like the invention of YouTube, or somewhere along the line after MySpace. We came into this time in modern internet history where we all believe that viral videos exist. But I hate to break it to you, most of the views on a viral video are fake. Most of them are bots. Some of them are real people, but for the most part, social media websites really, really need to have users under the impression that things are going viral left and right on the website. There's such a thing as viral video inflation and also celebrity inflation. Consider this topic. There's only so many faces that you can recognize. You've evolved as a human being to pretty much have your family in your local community, your mayor. Those are the faces. You have about 100 or at most 1,000 people who you could recognize. So now think about all the celebrities who are attempting to advertise to you and who are attempting to be an important person in your life, who show up on your social media feed trying to show off their lifestyle. And in a way, it's something that you should reject altogether. These people trying to show off their standard of living. I mean, in general, I would say take it with a huge grain of salt when anybody's showing you anything about their personal lives online, because that's fake too. It's all wrapped up in the ideological misconceptions that are inherent when it comes to the different residual things that happen when we think about how society has crafted itself around the postmodern video existence era, I guess is what you could call it. I mean, ever since, who would you think of as like the first modern viral video? It was probably some like cat video. It's probably like the first thing to ever go viral on YouTube, or Gangnam Style, or Fred Figglehorn, Smosh, any original YouTuber. Any of these sort of figures that you think about certainly played a big role in how the current generation perceives what is an internet celebrity. Because you think about it, yeah, even like Justin Bieber and all these other, Taylor Swift to a certain extent, they all popped up seemingly organically. I mean, I have my doubts about how organic some of these celebrities' original growth was, considering how we see the plants and studios are pretty crafty when it comes to how they use social media marketing strategies and bots. You see, when these celebrities pop up nowadays, you think Billie Eilish started without just having millions of fake views and fake comments and fake likes and fake followers? I think Billie Eilish had bots. I think 6ix9ine, Post Malone doesn't have billions of views. Come on. It's more like it's probably a lot of millions, but they're bots. They're all fake. All the views on the internet are fake. All the celebrities who you think are famous are actually just handpicked by the algorithm to be suggested to you. And you're the only real thing. You're actually the only real thing in the entire damn joke, and the entire tapestry of all the inner workings of all the online activity that you participate in. The big joke at the end of the day, the big facade, was that nobody was really telling you what to do. The news person on the TV didn't even care what decision you made. The politician who you were frustrated about was just working. It's all for the gullible people and thinking people who make decisions for themselves ultimately won't listen to these just outrageous things that are being suggested to the lowest IQ, the people of, residents and so forth, of humanity. Basically, what you have to consider that's happening right now, it's the next logical step of human evolution. Is the next logical step of human evolution, and it's going to be determined by the people who believe what they see on the internet. And it's hard not to. I mean, it's really hard not to look at a tweet and see how popular it is, or look at an account, or look at a celebrity and see how much engagement they're getting, or how much of a buzz is around a particular topic. But I see it as a absolute necessity for the future of humanity for at least some pockets of people to come to their senses and realize that most of the stuff that you see online is absolutely fake. It's 100% fake, and all the engagement, all the comments, and all that stuff can be faked, and it can be done with the platform literally giving the go ahead for certain information to be. And we've seen it before when they want to push a certain piece of information. That's all that pops up on the front of people's news feeds. That's all that we see, and it's all certain people are going to see, and they know the different demographic trends. They know the different areas of gullibility when it comes to the watching patterns and the commenting and the general overall tone of different online communities. It's very, very easy to give these outrageous suggestions to suggestible people, and they'll literally make people go insane with whatever piece of content just because they can, just honestly to study what you do, and just to learn something about how a person of your particular economic status changed their buying patterns to fit the different crap that was being spewed to them through their news feed. But the fact of the matter is, if you're watching Disney Plus, then you're going to be a Disney Plus brain. If you watch YouTube, then you're going to be a YouTube brain, and all the way across the board. So I that's why when I hear about them banning TikTok and all this stuff, I think it's a complete joke. I think that they shouldn't ban any app. I think that we're adults. We could make decisions and use apps that we want. We're Americans, and it's up to us to decide what websites we want to use. Bitch McConnell. We don't need fucking Chuck Schumer and all these politicians who are trying to throw around, these things as a political football. We don't need it. It's not something that we want anywhere around us. And it's something that people need to stand up against. It's them trying to shut down the internet. Fuck all that. No, that's stupid. I don't want any of that crap. Keep that shit away from me. I think that people need to stand up for the internet. I really do. I think that if people don't stand up for it, just I don't even know what to stand up for. I don't actually. This isn't like a call to action. You know what I mean? Like I don't have a particular. All I'm trying to do is point out the fact that even like the very concept of pointing out the arbitrary nature of the viral video facade, then going viral. Like this sentiment of mine, it goes viral, right? Think about that. I write a book or something, and then I reaffirm the entire tapestry. The whole circus tent, just goes right back up, and then nobody's the wiser. So there are a lot of different things take into consideration when it comes to that modern viral video, and politicians are elected through that same facade. It's the myth of popularity, the myth of digital popularity, I think is what we should start calling it. Is it's a real problem, as in my estimation. That's like one of the major problems facing the world right now, is this riddle that we believe what we see on our screens. We believe in our follower counts. We see normal people with social media accounts and stuff like that. They're sane, rational people, but they believe that they have 10,000 followers online. It's like it's like, sir, you're mad. You're sadly mistaken, and you're driven mad. You know what I mean? Like it through and through. It lends itself to so many different societal issues of, and people point out different things that arise, in terms of ego and all these different things. But I mean, it really is a house of cards once you get right down to it. It is a house of cards, and there's no way around it, because that's how we measure. I mean, and then you see stuff like YouTube getting rid of the like button, and these websites getting rid of various different functionalities on the platforms that are, key metrics. I mean, it's really important to see the date that something was uploaded. It's important to see the comments. It's important to see the dislike button. That's one of the main reasons why I really like Odyssey, is because they have a dislike button. You know what I mean? It's like what a throwback. I mean, that honestly, that was like such a RIP when YouTube got rid of the dislike button, bro. That was like YouTube losing a part of its soul, getting rid of the dislike button, bro. Dislike feature was probably the most fun part about a YouTube video. Is you go down there and then everybody would hash it out in the comments. TikTok doesn't have a dislike function anymore. YouTube doesn't have a dislike function. Twitter really doesn't have a dislike function. Like, just Odyssey, man. Shout out Odyssey. That's my favorite platform. I always back up my content to odyssey.com because, I don't know. I feel like the cryptocurrency, like Web 2.0, really can solve the problem of the myth of the viral video, because all the views could be verified on the blockchain. So there you go. You have to have a account or whatever. You have to have a verified views on the blockchain. Speaks for itself. You understand the cryptocurrency and the very nature of blockchain technology is record keeping. So as we see this evolve, I really predict that that's going to be the next stage of celebrity, because that issue of the bots. I think somebody. I mean, I feel like right now I'm the only one who's talking about it, but since you're listening to it, and more and more people are becoming aware of this, and I continue to voice these opinions, and if my audio is actually coming in, and I see no reason why, when you could use Odyssey, and why doesn't like a artist, like a rapper, right? Why don't they drop a song and attach a Bitcoin to it? Use the Odyssey. You could attach library tokens to your posts. So how is it a far fetched idea for like a Post Malone song to have an NFT connection to it? And how far away are we from that being possible? I mean, Twitter has the function where you could have the NFT profile picture, right? So yeah, the next logical thing would be like an NFT in, post something about the post being an NFT for sale or whatever. Problem with NFTs is it's just lame. Like, the lamest people are doing it because it's such a sellout kind of thing. Like, but I see it as different. I see it as record keeping. I see it as more like art, like digital art, and then like Web 2.0. I mean, it's just the same crap that's on the internet anyway, but just NFTs just gives those artists a way to monetize it. And it's all about the approach. I mean, it's just a new tool. So I mean, I wouldn't knock any particular technology or new innovation in the way that things operate right off the bat, just because we haven't really seen where that technology is going to go yet. But all that being said, I mean, we pay really close attention to that blockchain verified content. That's really what the NFT is. It's the reckoning. I mean, it really is the AI art, and the combination of those. If you guys aren't familiar with AI art, I suggest that you become very well acquainted with those apps, like the Dream app or the Wonder app, or any one that you want to pick. But what these apps do is they'll AI generate an image for you just by like crunching like a Google search of all at all in 1 second. Or I don't know exactly how the technology works, but basically what they do is they take their database of millions of images, and then they crunch them together with the search terms that you choose. And it's basically working with the art to make and working with the AI to make art. And it's beautiful. I mean, it's cool. I don't know. I mean, and I think that people who say that it's crappy art or all this stuff, I think they just don't understand it yet. It really is. It gets the middleman out of the way, because like I don't know. I was watching like some of my favorite like fashion designers and stuff who like I used to like. I think they were creative and stuff, but then I was like looking at their art, and these are people who like shit all over AI art and stuff. And I was looking at their like quote unquote original digital art, and I'm like, this is worse than some shit I could just render on my AI computer. And I was like, and then it kind of shattered the illusion for me. So I'm like looking at this person who I used to look up to, and I'm like, this person, all they are now is just like an ego. I was like, sure, they were cool, innovative and original at one point, but I was like, now I just feel like there's no narrative behind it. I feel like there's no story. It's like all that they have is like, and that's honestly what I want. I want a story. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but like, I mean, I feel like things these days are just generally lacking in substance. You know, I want to know what the story behind something is. And that's honestly the key thing to art. I mean, that's the key to art right there. I don't, the thing about people make all these, criticisms about modern art, right? And I'll make a video talking about modern art soon, more in depth. But basically, a preview of that video is right now. You look at like a picture of an egg that some celebrity tweets that goes viral and is the most popular thing on Instagram, or whoever, Kim Kardashian did that. It's about the story behind the egg. See, people love to be so superficial or surface level about their assessment of that art, but what they don't realize is that the popularity of the egg being the most popular liked thing, 'cause it's just bots that liked it. It's just fake. It's just like, oh, look at the platform allowed all these fake accounts to like it, and then it didn't take down the post. If you or me tried to do that, we just get we just get the image taken down because we're using bots. But all that is Kim Kardashian has access to some bot farm, or probably even worse, they probably just had some programmer go in there and change the number and just have all these accounts. It's like a super advanced bot farm essentially that has like all these fake. Because dude, there's so many fake accounts on Instagram that website is all fake accounts. Everything on Instagram is 100% fake. 100% fake. Instagram is the cesspool of the mythology of the modern viral video, if I've ever seen it. You go on Instagram, people talk about TikTok views being fake. Oh my God, every single thing on Instagram is fake. Like, you talk about just like 6ix9ine botting views. At least he has content. At least he went out and he filmed in New York and stuff. I mean, and probably like a percentage of his views are now it's at least representative of an authentic cultural thing. There's some substance to it, dude. Instagram is nothing, dude. That's like, it's like the most viewed video. The most popular thing on Instagram is a picture of an egg that is popular because it's talked about being the most popular thing on there. And it's like highlights exactly what I'm talking about, because it's literally just like a fake picture of an egg that's just has some programmer just made it look like it has a million things, and you can't scroll through all the likes. Nobody has access to that list of everybody who liked this thing. Same thing with, I mean, I think Twitter is probably the most realistic, especially now with its new management. Like I firmly believe that the Andy Milonakis tweet about the lockdowns, in early 2020, I think that honestly is the most liked tweet or whatever. I think that like if you look up on, it's an interesting thing to do. Look up the most liked tweets of all time. You know, I think Elon Musk currently holds the throne for being the having the tweet that it was like put Coke back into Coca-Cola. I believe that that has the most. I believe that that authentically went the most viral on Twitter because Twitter has an internal culture. I mean, people like to cringe when I talk about a website's culture, but I'm going to continue to talk about it because every single social media platform has its own internal culture. And if you understand the sense of humor of Twitter, and you'd understand why a tweet like that would be the most popular thing on the platform. So it works. Like the similar thing with YouTube, it has a very firm culture. You know, the most subscribed to YouTuber was PewDiePie. You know, it's like it has, and he authentically, I think, had those views. Like I pretty much, I mean, I believe that PewDiePie's views were real. You know, for the time because the website had that much traffic and it made sense. But you know what the establishment is afraid of is the fact that all these different platforms like CNN and stuff like that are at a loss because people really aren't paying attention. People do sit down and watch Netflix for long form video watching sessions, but I don't know. I think about this because I think they want to disconnect people from that record keeping sort of organic assessment of the viral video. I think that back in the day, it was easier to because these websites were made by more honest programmers who would make it so that it's more possible to get access to these this type of content like the when it was uploaded, like the upload date, like being able to filter for the most viewed video or being able to filter for when this video is uploaded, and all these different functionalities of the websites are actually vital to the internal culture of the website. If I can't see that somebody has disliked the video, then I'm at a loss. Like you don't, or if there's no comments and there's no dislike, and you can't see the person's subscriber account, it's like it really reaches some uncanny valley territory where the audience are sprawled out and disconnected. And maybe that's exactly what they want. They just want to be able to suggest videos that and put up this facade that things are actually getting organic traffic. But in reality, there isn't any dislike function. There isn't a like function. There aren't comments. And you just got the video suggested to you through a automated video suggestion algorithm, which is going to suggest this to you anyway, because this is the new update to human thinking. I think that that's kind of what we're doomed to experience with the Neuralink and a lot of these other things that are getting ruled out on humanity right now. Now it's sort of like they want to be able to update the human thinking process in like this Orwellian fashion. It's essentially going down this. It's going down that path where it's like it's basically like you get your iOS update on your imagination and your aspirations and the way that you're going to run your family and all different aspects of yourself and so forth. It's the algorithms, and then the system gives the feedback to the people that these concepts are going organically viral, and then it's impossible for people to break out of the self-perpetuating information feedback loop that is it basically could drive them and slowly suggest to them any sort of aspects of their personality that you could conceive of. I guess, right? Isn't that kind of what we're watching unfolding with people? It's like even if you whether or not you are suggestible doesn't matter because if your behavior can be predicted, then it doesn't matter whether you say yes or no. It's whether I can predict if you're going to say yes or no, and that determines the entirety of whether you can pick A or B. The trap can be set at both A and B, but I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. And sleeping people won't say no. That sleeping people won't say no. You know what I mean? That's the other thing. That's a key aspect to it as well. I think because when people are just zombified and and zoinked out. It's certainly something to that. I mean, if you're just gonna go through your life and with these different levels of automation, then your prefrontal cortex is pretty much doomed. I think. I don't think that you're because it's the fact of the matter is that there's basic elements of stress that keep people sharp, and if you're not doing certain things, it's a use it or lose it thing. And a lot of these people, I think, what we're watching are an entire end of their bloodline. They have their families and all these other things who've abandoned God in the home, and God's abandoned them too. I guess, right? It's like these people are just like, oh, we've abandoned God or whatever, and then it's like, and then God's like, oh yeah, well I don't need you either, and that comes in a lot of different funny forms, namely plastic, right? Mostly plastic. Most of the ways that God's been getting his revenge on humanity are start with plastic and end with uh, dehydration, Coca Cola, sugar. It's like God is like, oh, you want sugar? All right, you get nothing but sugar. And I can't imagine a worse hell than that. Isn't that what Hansel and Gretel is about? It's like the two kids go, and the witch will feed them nothing but sugar because the witch is preparing to eat them. Then the witch wants them to be yeah, the witch wants them to be tasty, right? So the witch feeds them sugar, and then the huntsman comes out of the woods and slays the wolf and puts the grandma's stomach inside of the or puts the wolf's skin on and pretends to be the grandma, right? And then the three bears and the porridge, I think. And that's where babies come from. So I guess right now what's happening with people is we're all living in the past. The paradox of the internet, I suppose, is the fact that even this, you're not listening, even though this video is live, you're not actually listening to my words as I'm saying this. Sure, you are the first person to hear it, and then obviously this legendary audio will be passed down from generations of humanity through the underground railroad of the new intellectual dark web of 00101110, right? The intellectual dark web 4.0, old school, reclassified, now disseminated through the growing underground of humanity who realize that there's something that needs to be done to preserve the culture, and be aware of these systems. So, I mean, that's what my work and my books and what this book I'm working on, the myth of the viral video, that's this very, very important and and thing that's much more dangerous than the average person thinks about. That's the other thing, is it's way, way, way more serious, is this mythology of the and it's very, very it taps into a very primal source, or a very, very primal feature of the human cognition, because it's our proclivity to think that things that are popular are actually popular. It's our proclivity to see something that's quote unquote viral, and actually believe that it is popular. It's actually this illusion that the computers play on us, into believing that other people are sitting at their computers also at the same time as us, and are using those computers and interacting with us, and that somehow those people feel the same way that we do, and those people using their computers think a similar way we do. But that's simply not the case at all, actually.
For the most part, I'd imagine that 99% of the time, when you're not sure who you're interacting with on the internet, you could be interacting with bots. That's why you should probably play video games, because you could be pretty well certain that that Fortnite player who you're playing against is a real person. If you're any good at a video game, then you could pretty much test the person you're playing against, because a bot could probably be way too good that it would beat you every time, or it's just completely so bad that if whatever. So it's either one or the other. I think, like, either it's a glitch, but I mean, I think video games really are an authentic test of humanity and who's behind the machine. It's probably amazing the type of data that Fortnite's gathering on basic user interface, because if you think about it, the goal of TikTok or the goal of YouTube is to get people to engage with the video, right? Like, despite the fact that YouTube might do what they can to get rid of the dislike function and all these other things, the fact of the matter is that they do want people to like the video. They do want people to engage with it. They want, and they do pay attention to at what point in the video you like it. Like, if you watch 3 minutes of the video and then you like it, or you watch, you like it as soon as you click it and then you click off, the YouTube knows that, and they go, and especially what we're seeing happening with the release of the Twitter files and all the internal algorithms that Elon is making available for us to, know about what's going on in the background to all these different platforms. I wouldn't go. I mean, I would honestly put it. I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, it's just plain as day obvious that exactly what's going on behind the scenes is that they know the type of content that everything is. They have things in all these different, very particular categories, even though they don't seem to give us access to these categories anymore. That's very frustrating too, because
You remember back in the day, they used to say like, "Oh, this is the most subscribed music channel," or "Oh, this is the most subscribed entertainment channel." Well, the reason why they got rid of those different categories and stuff is because they want to tell you um, what categories things are. They want you watching Jimmy Kimmel. They want you believing that Jimmy Kimmel's popular. They want you believing that his studio audience fake laughter is real. But imagine how many dislikes that dude has. I know there's add-ons that you guys can get to see how many dislikes a video has, but it's just not the same because it's not public. Because if it was public, then people would have more of that, Old Testament vigor and retribution against these because but now they just delete comments and all that crap, and we have to go on other forums, and it's sad because the battle for the cognition of the human soul, the reputation of these people. Jimmy Kimmel really needs to get dragged through the mud. I mean, dude, fuck that guy. Like, that dude is a fucking. I hate talk show hosts, man. Like, I hate fucking just all these like fake views. They just get fake views, and it's like fake on TV, and it's like it's like such an old system, and they just need to like cancel that system. And it's like, bring back Louis C.K., bro. Make Louis C.K. the host of late night. Like, I think that the system could correct itself if it would just lend itself over to a bit more authenticity and sense of humor. But I suppose the politicians don't want that. They're the beneficiaries of this systematic lie of the viral video. They want us to believe that politicians have that many followers. They want you to believe that Biden made a viral tweet in response to Kanye West on Alex Jones' show last month. They want you to believe that you know they just want you to believe it's like public opinion. You know what I mean? Like it's a fake conversation, dude. It's like a fucking kindergarten where they're like telling us all what to think. They're like, "Oh, Mr. Biden made his tweet response." It's like, we all know for damn sure that dude falling upstairs ass is not fucking sitting there tweeting anything at all. Like, it's his handlers tweeting, dude. Why? He's obviously a bot. It's the mythology of the viral video, bro. It's fake. They're bots, dude. It's like not even fake news or fake posting or whatever. It's not even fake information, dude. It's just bots. Like, I don't know. It needs the myth of the bot internet, dude. The fake views It's not doesn't lend itself over to money to it. It literally costs them money to do that. And Twitter is full of bots, but Twitter probably has the most bots. It's like it's arguable. You all need to have a debate in the comments section about what social media platforms have what style of botting. I think that's probably a better place to start, right? Like what style of botting do these platforms engage in? Because obviously YouTube uses like selective botting. Like YouTube only wants like musicians using bots. They want like a Post Malone song to have 1 billion views. Like, YouTube's always been notorious for having like Gangnam Style having fake views. Jimmy Kimmel having fake views. And just fake views on music in general. And because you want to see like what an authentic, organic musician on YouTube gets for views. They get about 1 million views. Look at like a lo-fi artist or something like that, or an artist who has like an organic fan base, and the type of views that they'll get like 2 million views over the course of like 5 years. Like Six Dogs, that's a good example. He was an organic artist. It's not a fake, like Post Malone getting 1 billion views, dude. That's such a facade. That's such a psyop. That's a way for them to get people to believe that song is popular, and then at first all in one overnight it has 1 billion views online, right? And then you listen to it in the car, and then that's when it gets 1 billion views. It happens after. It showed up. That's all for now. I can't keep talking, but my throat's getting dry. That's gonna be it.